Welcome to MTG Alpha. Today we're playing with a couple of new legendaries from Strixhaven. I've chosen Adrix and Nev Twincasters, a 2/2 Simic Merfolk Wizard that allows me to double the tokens I produce. I've added cards like Parallel Lives, Helm of the Host, and Doubling Season to also double my creatures and tokens, and then cards like Coma, Cosmos Serpent, Hornet Queen, and Tendershoot Dryad to help me flood the board with even more tokens.
I've chosen Shadrix Silverquill. This deck is also a token-focused deck, aiming to take advantage of Shadrix's token-generating ability while negating the benefits it gives to my opponents. I've got cards like Anointed Procession and Divine Visitation to cash in on my token strategy, and cards like Underworld Dreams and Obnick's List to punish my opponents for drawing.
Nice. Well, all right. I won the die roll, so I'm going to start us off. I will play a Breeding Pool tapped and pass the turn.
Okay. I'll draw. Play a Marsh Flats. And then crack it. Find a swamp. And pass the turn.
Alright. I will play a Snow-Covered Island as my land for turn. I will pay 2 to cast Farseek, searching for an island. So I will get a Snow-Covered Island and pass the turn.
I'll play a Plains, and then tap 2 for an Arcane Signet. And then I'll pass.
Play a Flooded Grove as my land for turn. Pay 3 for Rhystic Study, and pass.
I'll play a Plains, tap 3 in the Arcane Signet for a Keeper of the Accord, and then I'll pass.
So do you pay 1 for that?
No.
So I'll draw a card. I will play a Snow-Covered Island. Going to pay 3 for Chasm Skulker. And then go to my end step.
Okay. I'll find a Plains.
And then pass the turn.
Play a Swamp. Tap a Plains for a Soul's Attendant.
Right. And Rhystic Study.
No.
Alright, so I'll draw a card, and I will get a counter on the Chasm Skulker.
Then I'll tap 4 and the Arcane Signet to cast Shadrix. I will not pay the 1 for Rhystic Study.
Alright, draw a card.
When it enters the battlefield, I will gain 1 life from Soul's Attendant, and then move to combat. I'm gonna draw a card and lose 1 life. And you can create a 2/1 Inkling with flying. And then I'll pass.
On your end step, I'm going to cast Growth Spiral, draw a card, get a counter on the Chasm Skulker, play an island, and untap, draw a card, get a counter on the Chasm Skulker. I'm going to pay 1 to cast Rapid Hybridization, targeting Shadrix.
That Frog Lizard entering will trigger Soul's Attendant.
And then I will pay 4 for Adrix.
Okay, that'll trigger Soul's Attendant.
And I will pay 1 to Preordain, scrying 2. I'm gonna put both of those down on the bottom of my library. Draw a card. That'll get a counter on Chasm Skulker. Then I will play a Simic Growth Chamber as my land for turn. That'll enter tapped. I will bounce the island back to my hand. Go to combat. And attack with the 2/1 flyer and Chasm Skulker, which is currently a 6/6.
Okay, I'll block the Chasm Skulker with my Frog Lizard token and take 2.
Right, and then I'll pass after that.
On your end step, I will get a land, untap, draw a card, play a Plains. I'm going to tap 7 to cast an Elish Norn. It's got Vigilance, other creatures you control get +2/+2, and creatures my opponents control get -2/-2.
All right, so on cast, are you paying 1 for Rhystic Study?
I think I will this time.
Okay. So then the Inkling will die, and then Adrix will go back to the command zone.
Yep, I've got a Soul's Attendant trigger. I'm gonna move to combat and attack with Keeper of the Cord and Soul's Attendant, which are now a 5/6 and a 3/3.
All right, so go down to 32.
All right, I'll pass after that.
We'll play a Snow-Covered Island as my land for turn. I'll pay 3 to cast Beast Within, targeting Elish Norn.
The Beast will trigger Soul's Attendant.
And then, yeah, I'll get the counter on Chasm Skulker from drawing a card at the beginning of my turn. I think I'll pass after that.
Gonna tap 5 for Sunscorch Regent.
And then on cast,
I will not pay the 1.
alright, so I'll draw a card, get a counter on the Chasm Skulker.
Then I'll pay 2 to cast the Lightning Greaves.
Alright.
Again, not paying the 1.
Alright, draw another card, counter.
I'm gonna equip the Lightning Greaves to Sunscorch Regent. Move to combat. I'll attack with Sunscorch Regent.
Alright, so it's a 4/3 flyer.
Yep.
Alright, I'll take 4, go to 28.
Okay, and I'll pass after that.
Draw a card, get a counter on the Chasm Skulker. I'll play Hinterland Harbor as my land for turn. Gonna pay 7 for Hornet Queen.
Ooh.
When that enters, I'll get 4 1/1 flying insect tokens with Death Touch.
Okay, so I'll get a counter on Sunscorch Regent from the Hornet Queen cast, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 life from those creatures.
Yep. I will go to combat and attack with the Chasm Skulker, which is currently a 10/10.
Okay, I'm gonna block with the Beast token.
Alright. Then I'll go to my end step. Believe both of Keeper of the Accord's abilities trigger.
Yep. So I'll get a Plains tapped and a 1/1 Soldier token, which upon entering will trigger Soul's Attendant. And I will untap for my turn, draw a card. I'm gonna be real mean here. I'm gonna tap the 2 Swamps and an Arcane Signet for 3 black, and then another 3 to cast Massacre Worm. When it enters, Soul's Attendant will trigger as well. I'll gain a life, and its own ability, giving all your creatures -2/-2 until end of turn.
Yep. So on cast, are you going to pay 1 for Rhystic Study?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so all the insects and Hornet Queen will die.
You will lose 2 life each.
So I will lose 10 and go to 18.
I'll then cast a Stronic Resonator.
I'll draw a card off of Rhystic Study.
Yep.
And get a counter on Chasm Skulker.
Gonna move the Lightning Greaves over to the Massacre Worm, and then move to combat. Attack with everything, which is 16.
Alright, I'll go down to 2.
And after that, I'll pass.
A land for turn. I will pay 6 to cast Adrix. And then I do get that counter on Chasm Skulker for drawing a card at the beginning of my turn. And I will cast Spark Double, targeting Adrix. That'll enter with a counter. And then I'm gonna have to pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap, draw a card, move to combat, and swing at the dragon.
All right, yeah. No blocks, so I will take 5, go down to -3. All right, time for show and tell.
Yeah, I got a Sign in Blood for classic card draw. Viscerus here, in case I need to sack a token for some value, and an Urborg.
Cool. Yeah. I had Traverse the Uvenwald in my hand. Didn't really need to use it for the ramp, so I was kind of holding off on the Delirium to search for a creature. So I can harvest, for each token you control, create a token that's a copy of it. So didn't really have any tokens. So Quasi Duplicate I wanted to use on the Hornet Queen, but afterwards the only thing I had was the Chasm Skulker, the giant Adiphage, it's a little too late to get that out with your flyer, and Reform would have been really interesting with all of the token doublers. It could have just created like so many tokens. So like whenever the Reform dies, you get a 3/3, and then when the 3/3 dies, you get a 6/6, and when 6/6 dies, you get a 9/9. If I can just copy Reform and then copy the tokens, it would have gotten insane. But yeah, Shadrix seemed to do really well. Didn't get a whole lot of playtime.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that. Leave a comment and let us know what you think. Let us know maybe what's your favorite commander from Strixhaven. Is there any legendaries that really just kind of stuck out that you plan on building a deck around? I know we're probably going to get a couple more games of with these commanders in the future, since they seem to be a lot of fun to play. So again, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.